what's cracking? I'm out here in the UK on the straight out of Compton tour, man. Much love. And you know you rocking with, man. It's Lil Easy E, and we about that online. So we finna get it cracking, man.
Peace, family. I appreciate everybody joining us once again. Now, I've been asked by a couple of people in the comments to do this video on the prime suspects. Now, the prime suspects were definitely a standout as a part of the No Limit roster, featured on their own album Guilty to Proven Innocent, and also were widely featured on a lot of No Limit releases. So the prime suspects definitely were a hot group, and I think they was underrated when a lot of people think about groups of No Limits, I should say. They think about, you know, groups like the Ghetto Commission, Gambinos, the 504 Boys at that, TIU. But I think the prime suspects were definitely up there. Like, I don't think their album was as well received as a lot of the other albums and stuff that came out at the time, but they were definitely hot, and I think a great addition to the tank. So we're going to look at the prime suspects. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know where you're checking in from, and don't forget you can join us in the members area for exclusive updates and content. So the prime suspects consisted of Glock, New-9, and Uzi. You know, a New Orleans rap trio, Glock, New-9, also known as Skinew, and Uzi. You know, despite only putting out one album on No Limit Records, they disbanded not long after, and New-9 continued to do some stuff with No Limit and the Tank. So we definitely want to say, you know, once again, the prime suspect, Glock, aka Gangsta T. And as an interesting side note, a lot of people might not be familiar that Glock was known as Gangsta T before he was known as Glock. And if you know, No Limit diehard, you might be familiar with the song Bounce That Ass by Master P, which featured Gangsta T. And if you go back and listen to that song, Gangsta T, you will see that was Glock and the prime suspects before the prime suspects. Yeah, and then you got Uzi, also known as E, and New-9, as I said, you know, also known as Skinew. So sometimes they've been confused on the internet with another group who call themselves the prime suspects, who put out an album in 2007 entitled Till Death Do Us Part, but they have nothing to do with the No Limit prime suspects. This is a different group from out of Michigan. So the prime suspect No Limit album Guilty to Proven Innocent was the only album that they released on No Limit, and it was released on October the 6th, 1998 through No Limit Records, distributed by Priority, and it was produced by the in-house production team Beats by the Pound. Album was definitely a hot album, if I say so myself. You know, typical gangster rap sound that you'd expect from No Limit at the time, especially in 1998. And it received, like, you know, 4-star ratings on most of the platforms and stuff. So the album itself, it peaked at number 36 on the Billboard 200 and number 14 on the top R&B and hip hop albums chart, selling 39,000 copies in its first week. Most of the artists on No Limit at the time made guest appearances on the album. And to date, the album has, you know, it's probably shipped just under 500,000 copies in the US and more worldwide. So in terms of tracks on the album, it was kicked off with All For One, featuring Master P, had 20 songs on the album, which was, you know, quite known for No Limit. A dope cover, you know, the red cover. A lot of people on the internet have made a lot of references and memes over the years saying the guy pointing them out looks like Vince McMahon of the WWE. But anyway, back to the album. You know, you've got Money Makes with Silk the Shocker and Kane and Neighbor, which is another hot song. Liquidation of the Ghetto, which was also a single featuring Mystical, Old Dollar, Miss Peaches. I gotta say that was one of my favorite songs on there. You know, just hearing these guys kick it and speak some reality. You know, there was always roaring, kicking it and rapping about the street stuff. Like, we heard them on a lot of features, on a lot of albums. The one thing I liked about Prime Suspects is they always broke things up. So if it was like 4 bars or something each between them, they all came and kicked it on the song about something different. You know, I think Itch and Scratch off the I Got the Hookup soundtrack. A whole bunch of dope songs on, like, you know, a bunch of the other Soldiers albums. Let us know some of your favorite Prime Suspect features. there's a channel on YouTube I came across that had actually put together like some of the best of Uzi's verses, best of New-9's verses, and best of Glock's verses, which I thought was pretty dope. But let us know some of your favorite Prime Suspect verses and who you thought was your favorite. I was definitely rocking with New-9 and definitely Uzi as well. I mean, Glock was tight as well. It was all tight, but I think New-9 was one of my personal favorites. And Liquidation of the Ghetto, they all put it down. After that was Max and Choppers, which was just the three of them, and I really enjoyed hearing just the three of them on this album, as opposed to every song having a lot of soldiers on there. It was good that the soldiers were featured, but it was good that there was quite a few songs where it was just the Prime Suspects. So Max and Choppers was tight. Definitely a hot one. Bust Back, Ride With My Heat had, such a crazy New Orleans sound to it. Of All the Hustles featuring C Murder, straight hot one. My Old Lady with Snoop and Feed. Now, some people have said that could have been a single or should have been a single, but it had a whole lot of variation, I personally think. Tweaking was just something totally different and out the box. Someone should have told me featuring Mia X, Mia always put it down and represented, and was a tight hip-hop sound and stuff. I really enjoyed the beats on this album and the flows. You can play this album from the top to the bottom. What Gots to Doing with Steady Mobbing, one of my personal favorites. Bathgate killed it. Knock, knock, who is it? Bathgate room service, walked in looking nervous. Here I Go Again featuring Sev was a tight track of Moby Dip. Another dope song with Sev, where one of my favorite sides of Mr. Sev was where he kicked that reality rap, so it was great to hear him on a feature like that. Consequences of the Streets was another Prime Suspect solo track, which was dope. Young Niggas, dope track. Soldier for Life, dope track. Last Days, dope track featuring Mac and Lil Rowdy was another dope track. So Fear, Daily Routine, another hot one. Children of the Corn featuring Miss Peaches. I personally think it's a very underrated and slept on album. And I think the Prime Suspects were hot and definitely represented. So after putting that album, everybody seemed to have disbanded and went their separate ways with the No Limit split and the Beats by the Pound split. But Skinew, aka New-9, continued with No Limit. I was very close with C Murder. You always used to see him with C in a lot of his videos and stuff. Even one of the incidents that was reported when they wouldn't let him into the nightclub, and you could see, New-9 there with C. Skinew always was rolling with him. You watch the Straight From The Projects DVD, you'll see them rolling and stuff, and cp3.com. He was heavily featured. I mean, New-9, he was featured on Trapped in Crime too. Him and C, they killed that song. I started off as a street thug, which, New-9 to me, he had that cadence, that flow, I mean, we can't mention Prime Suspects also, they made a standout feature on the Unbound It album, just to go backwards slightly, and so they definitely got a lot of hot records, man. But New-9, it was great to hear him still there representing, because as I said, he was one of my personal favorites. He continued on featuring on C Murder's projects and albums, and was actually advertised to have an album dropping soon when C was doing TRU Records, and it was advertised New-9, Wayne Gold, the Cut Boys, etc. But things would fall apart with C going to jail and things just getting crazy and chaotic and everybody going their separate ways. So where are the guys at now? We haven't been able to find much information on Glok. If anybody has anything, then, let us know in the comments. But we definitely wish these guys the best in what they're doing. As you can see, Uzi chilling, taking care of his business and family and stuff. So definitely want to say peace to Glok. Sadly, New-9 was caught up in some controversy and is currently an inmate at the New Orleans Parish Prison. And this stems back to what was reported as an incident from 2017 where the NOPD had a major narcotics operation and arrested over 44 suspected dealers. And they have his name listed for an arrest around that period for an incident that they say occurred on July the 31st, 2017 at an intersection of South White Street and Washington Avenue. So we're going to try to get some more information on this, and as it stands, it appears that, Skinew is incarcerated, New-9, and it appears that Glock and Uzi, are home. We haven't been able to see anything of Uzi, but we definitely wish these guys the best. It was definitely a huge standout addition to the tank. We salute them. Guilty to proven innocent. Let us know some of your favorite tracks up there. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And the more information we get, we're going to come back with an update in the part 2. And who knows, might just have an interview for you guys. Peace. Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on aboutthonline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.